Hey, I'm Jacob Soboroff. Welcome to our series Investigate Fortitude, where we dive deeper into the science behind the show Fortitude on Pivot. I'm joined by Columbia University Earth Institute research scientist Dr. Bob Newton, and tonight we're going to be discussing what life is really like in the Arctic. Dr. Newton, thank you so much for joining me again. Let's start with this clip featuring Ronnie and Carrie, who are out camping in the wilderness. Here we go.
Dad?
Hey, it's all right. It's just a reindeer.
So obviously, living in places like Fortitude is challenging. You get yourself into some sticky situations. In your experience, what do you see as the draw that keeps people living and thriving, really, in these far northern towns?
I think it's a funny question in a way, right? You could say, well, why do you live in New York City? I mean, it's a crazy...
Bunch of weirdos.
I mean, I think they're beautiful places, and you have to remember that the people who live there have roots there. Most of the people there have roots that go back hundreds or thousands of years. I mean, these are communities, these are very old communities.
In the show, we see the permafrost is melting, and it's basically a window into the past. How does permafrost melting affect people in real life?
So first of all, permafrost. This is permanently frozen ground. And people build on it because it's been frozen for hundreds or thousands of years. And it's a nice, stable platform. You can drive trucks over it. You can build a big house on it. When it warms, it melts. And instead of being permafrost, it's mud. And it can be mud, 8, 10, 15, 20 feet deep. So when it melts, people's houses literally sink into the ground.
So how have changes in our environment and weather patterns in the Arctic impacted the region, basically in the daily lives of those people that are living in the area?
If you're from a family that relies at least in part on subsistence hunting, the ice opens up sooner and it opens up much farther. You're used to hunting from the edge of the ice. You have to go further to get to the edge of the ice. A lot of the culture up there revolves around seals, hunting for seals and using making things out of the seal products, and the seals are finding much harder to den. It turns out that ring seals need a very particular set of conditions in terms of the thickness of the ice. Can't be too thin, they need a solid platform. It can't be too thick because they can't dig holes through to go fishing. It's already impacting people's lives in how they make their livelihoods and how they've lived in their villages for decades or hundreds of years.
All right, Dr. Newton, thank you again for joining me. You can join the conversation on Twitter about tonight's episode using #Fortitude. And to learn more and to take part in the solutions around these issues, go to investigatefortitude.com, where we're posting actions, more videos, and articles about all of these topics. Big thank you to Dr. Newton for joining me again. Be sure to watch Fortitude on Pivot. New episodes every Thursday at 10 p.m.